Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Frederica Whitfield. The Donald Trump campaign continues to try to clarify exactly what the Republican nominee's stance is on illegal immigration. This morning, former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani tried to make one thing clear. Donald Trump does not support mass deportations. He told CNN's Jake Tapper on State of the Union that Trump would, quote, find it very difficult to throw out a family who's been here for 15 years with 3 children, 2 of whom are citizens. That is not the kind of America he wants, end quote. Giuliani also addressed Trump's attempt to appeal to black voters by visiting Detroit yesterday, including touring Ben Carson's childhood home and visiting a predominantly African-American church.
Mr. Mayor, thanks for joining us.
Hi, Jake. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much. Donald Trump making an effort yesterday to reach out to African Americans. It seems to have been welcomed by those inside the church. But I have to say, in interviews, many African Americans say they are still troubled by Mr. Trump having suggested over and over, falsely, that the first African American president was born in Africa and thus ineligible to be president.
Well, you know, the interesting thing is the first one that made that claim was Hillary Clinton.
Well, not her herself, people around her.
Her campaign did. They were the first ones that brought it up. And finally, it was resolved after Donald Trump raised it. So they maybe have a faulty memory there as to where that issue first came from and what first suggested it to them.
You say it was
Clinton campaign.
That's fair enough, sir, to say that people around the Clinton campaign brought that up. But as you say, it was resolved in 2011 when he released his birth certificate. Donald Trump talking about this as recently as February of last year at CPAC, saying that he thinks the birth certificate is false. Should he just apologize for this if he really wants to reach out to minority voters?
You know, if everybody apologized for all the things they said in politics, all we'd be doing on television shows is apologizing. Maybe a lot of the Democrats should apologize for calling Donald Trump a racist and calling him all kinds of terrible names. And it gets a little silly. Let's get down to the basic issue here. For years, people say Republicans don't reach out to the African-American community. Well, he reached out to the African-American community. Maybe it isn't the message of left-wing Democratic politics, which, in my view, having been the mayor of a city that was rotting when I took it over on the front cover of Time magazine as the rotting of the Big Apple because of years of liberal Democratic policies, New York could be Detroit if I hadn't turned it around.